Hey guys, Brian O'Brien here with another week of my culinary school adventure. I can't believe it's already been 9 weeks. I'm more than halfway through the semester, and let me tell you, this was absolutely hell week. I say hell week, I mean it in all the best ways. It just means I worked really hard. It was extremely draining, but you know, this is what I signed up for. I'm super happy to be past this week and, to have proved to myself that I could achieve all of the tasks that I ended up achieving this week. So, as I discussed in last week's video, the beginning of this week on Monday was my Culinary Fundamentals midterm. It was a written test as well as a cooking exam. So that was the beginning of the week. Because of that, I focused last weekend, the entire weekend, on coming up with a really good, solid plan, because that's really what gets people, is not having a plan to implement for this particular test. So because I spent so much time on that particular test, I didn't really spend as much time looking to the following week homework, the actual homework I had for the other classes outside of Culinary Fundamentals, and the homework that I had for the Thursday-Friday Culinary Fundamentals classes. That was a mistake. I found myself in the weeds, if you will, which is basically where I am right now, when it came to my coursework. So it was really challenging. There was more coursework and tests and just work this week than ever before, and I felt it. And this school, it trains you to deal with stress and a huge workload like this. So this is really something that it's been building up to, and I really feel like this was the pinnacle of the amount of work that I'll be receiving in this particular semester. So being past it feels great. The Culinary Fundamentals midterm and the practical went really well. My plan worked, I implemented my plan and it worked really well. It just took a lot of planning. And so going through all of the what ifs and all of the different dishes that I had to do and the timing of each component of those dishes took a lot of thought. But once I got that thought and that plan together, I just kept going over it in my head, and ultimately it worked out really well. I was really happy with everything that I had done, so it was a success. After that, on Tuesday and Wednesday, I started my two newest classes of culinary school. I started hospitality, taught by Chef Fry, and then nutrition, who is taught by the teacher of my culinary fundamental, or my culinary math class, as well as my food safety class, Professor Santa Delmonico. So those were two new classes that I got to start this week. Usually new classes, when you start a new class, it's fairly easy. You got to kind of get into the groove of a new class, and teachers really understand that. But this week we had a lot of work. So this school is all about making sure that you can handle a rigorous workload, and they definitely don't disappoint. So I had those classes Tuesday and Wednesday. After class, I was going straight to the library and doing homework, and that's no joke. I was doing homework not only for that hospitality and nutrition classes, but looking ahead to my, I believe it was day 15 and 16 in the Culinary Fundamentals kitchen, where we cooked more dishes each per day than we had in any other days previous. So the week I called Hell Week, and absolutely it was what it was. But I'm glad to be through it. This weekend it's great. I actually have a 3-day weekend, so I can spend some time working on next week's homework. My coursework for Culinary Fundamentals actually just it increased. Last week, I don't think I mentioned this, after the Culinary Fundamentals midterm, Chef Wong announced a new rotation as far as new teams and new team class assignments. I was assigned the role of class sous chef, which it's just been a dream of mine since this class started. I've wanted to be in that role. from the beginning. For those of you who aren't familiar, a sous chef is known as an under chef. It's really, there's the executive chef and the person that really is the chef and oversees the entire kitchen. And then there's the sous chef, who really kind of runs the day-to-day and organizes the kitchen accordingly. So I was given the task of being the class sous chef for my class, so I am extremely happy about that, but it does add to my workload. My tasks are to assign all of the little tasks that go with working in the Culinary Fundamentals kitchen. You know, setting up a kitchen every morning, you don't really think about it, but every station, as far as cutting boards, knives, salt, pepper, oil, sanitation buckets, all of that stuff needs to be put out every single day, fresh. So all of those tasks need to be assigned, and I need to, make sure those tasks are done accordingly. Sometimes people don't come to class, they're sick or they have a family emergency or whatnot, and so you have to adjust your plan accordingly to fulfill the tasks that those people were assigned. So it's just kind of a lot of management and oversee and just making sure everything runs according to plan. And because my class is so experienced and we've been doing it for so long now, my plans worked really, really well. I take zero credit for that, actually. My class is they're just rolling now. So it makes the job of being class sous so much easier. So big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for working hard and communicating. So that's literally week 9. This was the busiest and hardest week as far as workload for this culinary school so far. But I actually, even into Thursday and Friday in the classroom, yes, we cooked more dishes than we ever had, but it felt different. It felt smoother. It felt more like we had reached the pinnacle of work, of stress, and we're now starting to learn more, and it's starting to get fun now. In boot camp, they hammer you down and they drill you into the dirt as hard as they can before they then start to build you up and build your confidence level and just the idea that you can do these dishes, you can cook, you're not, all of this, us banging you into the ground and working you as hard as we can, it leads to something, and that is success, and that is being comfortable in the kitchen. So even in Thursday and Friday, me and I know a couple of my other classmates felt the same way. It just felt easier and it felt more fun, and that's exactly what we've been looking forward to. So I really feel like I reached the pinnacle of how hard and the stress level that this school is going to be as far as this semester goes, which is supposed to be the hardest semester. So the second half of the semester, Chef Wong said it's going to go really fast, and I hope that means it's because it's fun. It's a little bit easier. I don't want to say easier, but it's easier to take on the workload because we're starting to experience it more. We understand how the kitchen functions and how to fill in holes when necessary. So that's week 9, guys. Getting into week 10, I have Monday off, which is great. It'll give me a chance to kind of catch up a little bit more on my coursework. I have hospitality and nutrition on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'll be studying in the afternoons. Thursday and Friday, we're going to get into some fresh pasta. We're actually going to, and then fresh pasta on Thursday, and then Friday we're going to actually do egg cookery. So I'm going to be cooking eggs every which way. We're going to have a deviled eggs cook-off. We're actually going to even have a lasagna cook-off. So a lot of really fun, exciting things coming up. I am still class sous, so I'm going to be assigning tasks still, which I really enjoy, and I just want to get better and better at that and work with people and understand how to communicate effectively. So it's just all so exciting. Thanks again, guys, for watching. My name is Brien O'Brien. I am a student here at the Culinary Institute of America at Greystone. I'm living a dream. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of the above. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can email me at brian@chefbrianobrien.com, or just comment or shoot me a message. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.